If you're getting ready to take TOEFL IBT Home Edition, but you don't feel comfortable yet, don't worry, I got you. Let's go over the whole process from opening an account all the way to the exam day. Let's do it. Welcome to Nova Tips. I'm glad to have you here. In this video, I'm gonna focus on the TOEFL Home Edition exam and all the process to get it done. But before we get started, don't think that because you're taking the exam from home, you'll be allowed to cheat, okay? It's not worth it. Don't even try. You can find a video explaining how to go through the whole process on the ETS website. But, of course, it's not as detailed as it should be. That being said, I decided to explain in more detail how it works. If you want to check it out, the link to the official ETS website is showing right here. It's called TOEFL TV. And I'm also gonna leave it down here in the description in case if you wanna watch it later. I'm also gonna leave in the description the link for the 4 minutes video I mentioned before, as well as a link where you can find the last updates regarding the home edition, considering COVID, whether you can do the test from home in your country, and so on. Last thing before we start, I also recorded this video in Portuguese. So if you speak Portuguese and prefer to watch it in your native language, just click here. And now, let's finally get it started. First things first, let's check if your device is compatible with the minimum requirements. I'm gonna start explaining that you're not allowed to use your cell phone or tablet to do so. You only be allowed to use either a laptop or desktop.
Nova, but what if I don't have any laptop or desktop? How should I proceed?
Well, then you get to borrow one from a friend, family member, or you go to a test center and take your test the traditional way. That's an option too. According to the ETS website, the test can be done either on the Windows platform, but it must be at least Windows 8 or 10, okay? Or Mac, version 10.5 or higher. The test accepts either Google Chrome or Firefox as a browser to run its software. If you usually use Microsoft Edge, does anyone still use Edge, Opera, or any other browser? I'm sorry, it won't happen. And the reason why is straightforward. You need to download a plugin to take the test, and this plugin is only available for these two browsers that I mentioned before, Chrome and Firefox. Simple like that.
Nova, I don't get it. What is a browser and plugin? And I'm completely lost.
Calm down, no worries. We'll see it all together step by step. Come with me, I'm gonna show you my computer screen. Okay, I'm all set. Let me go ahead and share my screen with y'all. So the first link we're gonna click is the ETS website, which is gonna lead you to this web page right here. So go ahead and scroll down until this get started part here and click on this number 1, equipment and environment requirements. Right, now you go ahead and scroll down again, and in this area here, browser download and equipment check, you're gonna click either and download the Windows version or download the Mac version. In my case, I use a Windows computer, so I'm gonna click on the first one, download the Windows version, which is gonna open a window and ask me to save it on my computer. I usually save it on my desktop, but you can save wherever you want. Whenever you're done, just go ahead and double click the software and go through the whole process to finish the setup. It's not a big deal, it's easy, simple, you can do it by yourself. Once it's done, just leave it on the side and go back to the window here. The next step is gonna be to test your equipment. So for this, you're just gonna go ahead and click on the second link down here below in the description, where it says check your computer or check your equipment, I guess. It's the link right after the one you clicked before, so not a big deal. It's gonna go ahead and test your computer. Check your microphone, check your camera, your speakers, your operational system, if everything is fine. In my case here, it says missing or outdated extension. So we're gonna go ahead and download the extension. You click here. Actually, my extension is installed, it's just disabled. Let me fix this, and I'm gonna come back here. Okay, I'm back. Well, just because I'm recording my screen, I cannot finish this process. But it recognizes my webcam, it recognizes my microphone, it just couldn't find my monitor. I mean, you're not gonna find the same issue as I am. But anyways, if you are facing some issues right here, you have a technical support, you can chat them. ProctorU, I'm gonna leave the link down here in the description as well. If we're having a trouble to test all your equipment, go ahead and chat with them. They are gonna go to your computer and check everything for you virtually, okay? So you have the support on your side. Once it's done, the next step is go to the ETS website. Again, down here, next link, it's gonna be like registration for ETS. Once you click on the link down here, it's gonna drive you to this website right here. And here you have two choices. You can either go straight and log into your account if you have one. If not, just click and create new account. Create an account here, new user. Okay. I do have my account already, so I'm gonna go ahead and fill it up here. Once you're done, this is the main screen when you log in, right? And what you're gonna do is look at this area right here, this first button in blue, register/find test center dates. That's the one you're gonna click. And the first option says, select test location, either a test center or home edition. For this video purpose, we're gonna click on home edition, right? It's gonna ask to verify your email to make sure it's the right one. And it's gonna show you a window of 2-month period to select the date you wanna do the test. Let's say you wanna do the test in June. So you come here to this arrow and move until it shows June. Here we go, June, July. So, okay, that's the window I wanna find a date for my exam. I click on continue. And it's gonna ask me to pick which day and which time I wanna do my test. So let's say I want to do in June 15. Once I pick the day, it's gonna show all the available spots. So as you can see, you have basically every single day, all times of the day, every 10 minutes, starting every 10 minutes difference. So let's say, not this morning person, 8:40 a.m. That's when I want to start to do my exam. So I just pick the date, and he's gonna sum it up all here. My time zone, the test date, and that's it. You go ahead and register for this test. There you go. So before, you just need to read it all just to make sure it's you agree with all these statements here. It's gonna explain about accommodations if you need any, everything you need to know before to take the test, okay? I highly recommend to take some time to read all this. So whenever you're done, click in I acknowledge, understand the terms, hit next, and it's gonna ask for all your information, your passport, your driver's license, whatever identification you're gonna use. Whenever you fill it up, you go next, and once you're done with all your information, you're gonna do the payment. For now, I guess it's $225 to the test. And once you're done, we are all set. You're gonna receive an email with all the information regarding your test day and the link to access the test as well. But it's not done yet. Let's go to the next step. Now it's time to register to ProctorU. This is the last step considering all this registration process right here. So whenever you click on the link I left down here below, you have these two options, either a test taker or instructor. In your case, if you're taking the test, you are a test taker. So you click on test taker, and it's gonna request all information about yourself, which institution you are applying for. There's a huge, massive list here. You can just start typing the name here or whatever. You're gonna find a lot of options here, okay? Not gonna waste any time here. So you go ahead and fill up your name, time zone, your contact address, everything, blah, blah, blah. Don't forget to check this box right here saying you agree with the term of service and privacy policy from ProctorU. Check that you're not a robot and create your account. Done. Once you're done, you're done. You're registered to the ETS, you're registered to ProctorU, your computer is set, your exam is scheduled, but it's not all. I still have 2 more things to tell you about the whole process. I'm gonna go back to the other camera. Although all the technical requirements are already settled, before the test day, there is one more thing I want to ask you to do. Set up the test environment. And what I mean by that is, since you are not going to a test center, who will create the environment to take the test is yourself. That means the home test goes through a little different process, which, by the way, is one of the main reasons why you're here, right? Let's start with the overall environment where you will take the test. Under no circumstances will the presence of other people be allowed in the same environment. Wherever you decide to take the test, this room must be in the presence of no one other than you. The room or environment that you will take the test needs to be in absolute silence. Now, let's talk about the table where you're going to take the test. The table must be basically empty. No paper, no books, no notes, no ornaments, not even a cup of coffee. Absolutely nothing but your computer, your ID, and whatever you're gonna use to make your notes, which I'm gonna explain to you in a bit. At the test time, you'll be asked to do a 360 over the room, showing everything around. But relax, nobody will be worried whether you did your bed or you cleaned your floor or whatever, okay? They will only be looking for elements that could represent ways to cheat during the exam. You have to show your entire room from your webcam, making a 360, including the table where you're gonna take the test. And that's it. The other thing that will be asked is to show your computer screen to make sure there's no sticker with notes on it.
But no, I'm using a laptop, which has a camera built in. There's no way to show my own screen.
Well, there is. Actually, there are 2 ways. Either you can take a mirror and show the reflection of your computer screen to the proctor, who will be watching you, or you open the front camera of your cell phone and show it. Oh, and of course, after that, don't forget to turn off your cell phone completely and leave it far away from you as possible. If you're still thinking about cheating by now, remember that you usually have less than a minute to read and answer each question. The odds of being successful in cheating are almost 0. If you want to learn better strategies to do each section and master your exam, you should take a look at this playlist right here or as soon as you finish this video. The link I'm gonna leave at the card at the very end of this video, okay? Don't worry. Now that your room and your table are completely set, let's talk about your notes.
Talk about my notes. What's wrong with my notes, Nova?
Well, unlike the option going to a test center where you can grab a pencil and a piece of paper and write down all your notes, at the Home Edition it's gonna be quite different. That means you will not be allowed to write down anything on a white paper sheet.
What? I'll not be able to take notes during the test? You crazy?
Yes, you can take notes. However, it will not be on a piece of paper using a pencil. Instead, the 2 options ETS offer are using a whiteboard, like this one here, or a transparent plastic, like this one here, with a binder plastic or something like this. And what you can do, you grab this one and you put inside here a sheet of paper, a white paper over here, because you can use both sides to write it. Whether on the whiteboard or the plastic bag, you will need to use a pen, like this, like Sharpie. Look, this is the one I can use to write down here, and then you can erase it. It must be a pen you can erase, okay? You cannot use a permanent marker. And the reason for this is very simple. It is not allowed you to keep any notes from the test with you. As soon as the exam is over, they will ask you to erase everything you have written in front of the camera. Just a warning here, get ready to have your hands all inked, all dirty with the ink from the pen. So, to recap, On your desk, you only have the plastic with the sheet inside, or a whiteboard, Sharpie, the washcloth or whatever to erase your notes, and the most important thing, your ID. And the time has come, TOEFL exam day. All the tension and nervousness are in place. Then you remember all that is at stake, but it's time to get it done. The first thing I'd say for you to take care of is about your appearance.
No, I'm not going for a date. I'm going for a test.
I'm aware of that, but for God's sake, take the exam on your PJs? Come on! It's a no-no. Just because you're at home, it doesn't mean that you can be as comfortable as you want. There will be somebody watching you. On top of that, the proctor will take your picture to send to the institution you are applying for. So, dress up like you're going to the test in person. Try to look good for it, okay? Another thing I'd like to mention is regarding food and beverage during the test hours. Despite the fact that I already discussed this in depth in this video right here, I'd like to remember you that you'll not be allowed to eat or drink anything during the exam, besides the 10 minutes break you have for granted. Don't worry, I'll explain everything about it in the video I mentioned right here. Relax, you got it. Everything's gonna be alright. I also highly recommend you to get ready to start 15 minutes prior to the scheduled time. If you deal with any setback for any reason, you might have enough time to fix it. Restart a computer, reopen a browser, charge your laptop, or whatsoever. Once you've done it all, click on the link sent to your confirmation email, log in to your ProctorU account, and wait a little while. As soon as you get in, there will be a timer running in the upper right corner. As soon as the time is up, a link will pop, allowing you to start the exam. Well, actually, you're gonna be ready to talk to the proctor designated to you, who will go through the whole identification process, environment verification, and so on. Whoever is in charge will take your picture, ask you to show your computer screen, and when it's all done, then it's time to start. While talking to the proctor, take the opportunity to clear out all your questions, if any, because during the test, you'll not be allowed to do so. Oh, and there's another important tip. If during your 10 minutes break, you need to step out to pee or drink some water, which is allowed, you need to show your environment and the identification process all over again, okay? Save some time for it. Then you go over the 2 next sections and it's all done. As soon as the exam is over, you get your unofficial grade for the reading and listening sections, which are the 2 ones that are made only of multiple choices. Although they say that these results are unofficial, this is usually your final score, unless for some otherwise reason. Usually, you will receive the official result and the remaining grades from 6 to 10 days after your test day, but you also can check it on the ETS website. Well, I hope these tips here have helped you to do both. Calm down and get some awareness regarding the exam. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay on top of TOEFL tips. If there is any other content you'd like to see here, just let me know. Leave your comment down here below, okay? Now, take a look to these videos right here. See you there!